What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion.
Alright, so let's jump into it. So I start off the game as a reptilian, and we are currently in some kind of like a cell or something like that, like a prison. It looks pretty mad.
Lizard, it must break your heart.
Yeah, it breaks my heart, mate. Breaks
Being
my heart.
so close to the water, knowing you'll never get to swim
You're
again.
lucky these bars are here,
Be
fool.
off limits.
Usual mix-up with the watch.
Never mind. Get that gate open. Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you
Okay,
if
so
you
the
get in
starting
our
of this
way.
game seems a little bit strange. They seem to
I've seen
open
you.
some kind of a portal,
Let me see your face.
some
You
kind
are
of a
the
way
one from my dreams.
through a prison cell, which is a bit weird. However they open that door is anyone's
Better
guess.
not close this one. There's no way to open it from the other side.
Don't try anything.
Looks
I'm
like this is
watching
your
you.
lucky day. Just stay out of our way.
And then once they go through the gate, I wasn't too sure whether I should follow them, shouldn't follow them. I thought, well, you know what, it's better than hanging around in a prison cell, mate. You know what I mean? It's better than hanging around in a prison cell. So we decided to follow them anyway and see where this leads. It was at this point I realized how nice the Unreal Engine 5 graphics and lighting really is.
I'll take point. Let's move.
So we followed
You
them for a
stay
while.
here, prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
And then they told me to stay here, mate. They told me to stay here. I couldn't actually follow them. So I decided to take a different path. Take a different route. After getting into a fight with some oversized rats, the massive rats, we decided to take the little portal, little way, you know, the place that they came from, mate. We decided to go through there and see what we could find. After fighting a fair few rats, and our first true enemy, he's a little preoccupied, but still gave us a little bit. Our very first zombie, we continued through the sewers, mate. We then ran into these goblins, which seemed to have some sort of traps, and on their bodies, they seemed to like to have lockpicks. I got into a bit of a fight here, and this is the first time I've seen any of the enemies actually use magic, which is pretty cool to see, and was actually quite surprising at the time. However, we did take down the witch, we took down the goblin, and we exited out of the tunnels,
Die, you scum!
catching back up to these
Don't
guards,
push me, prisoner.
and accidentally getting into a fight with the wrong side.
No, he is not one of them. He
They
can
decided
help
to
us.
spare my
He
life
must help us.
and wanted
As
me
you
to
wish,
help them.
sire.
So we followed them for a while.
The Emperor's
We got
in
into a few
danger!
fights, helping them out.
It's
We
a
ended
dead
up-
end.
We ended up finding our way into a dead end,
They're
into a
behind us.
trap.
Wait here, sire.
Now,
Wait here with the Emperor. Guard him with your life.
they told me to wait here, so I did.
Thank you.
I waited, and I waited, and I waited. There was a mass amount of bodies here, and I started to realize that maybe I was supposed to start some sort of a cutscene or something. And so I moved around a bit, and eventually
Take the amulet, find him, and close shut the jaws.
the cutscene started. Now this lad jumped out here. I was stuck, couldn't move, couldn't do anything to help him.
You chose a bad day to take up with the corpse.
I was kind of
That's
hoping I could
not
steal his armor,
smart.
but yeah, didn't quite work.
Talos, save us. I'll stay by.
So this guy decided to stay behind, and he told us to take the sewers out of here. So we headed in the direction of the sewers, and headed through the door on our way to the sewer. After entering the sewer, which looked amazing by the way, we fighted a few more rats until we found the most best looking gate I've ever seen in a game ever. We had to finish off pretty much our traits and things like that, and before we knew it, we're out in the real world. So we needed to go talk to a guy that was in the village. We had to hunt him down, and we realized there was, on our compass, the red marker at the top, so we started to head in that direction. But first, we ran into some bandits. This was our first real fight with someone with a weapon. So I wasn't too sure what to do here. We got into a bit of a fight before I realised some crabs come out of nowhere, and it was a 2v1, mate. It was a 2v1. I started to freak out. Before I thought, mate, I love crab. I love crab. You mean? I'm gonna eat this guy. So I smashed him out and continued the battle with the bandit. Didn't take long before I took him out. And then we searched their camp. Seeing if we could find anything. They didn't have nothing. And on the way out, we ran into his mate on the way out. This guy, he fought well, mate. He fought well. We managed to parry him a few times. I got used to his attacks. And not long after that, we took him down too. So we robbed him, and then we eventually found where we're supposed to be heading.
Can I help you?
No.
Indeed. Another mysterious visitor. Well, go ahead. You know what you're looking for.
And so we came up, and we decided to talk to the lad that we needed to find.
I'm Brother Joffrey. What do you want?
After talking
This
to him
cannot
for
be.
a bit,
No one but the Emperor is permitted to handle the amulet. His name is Martin.
he told us
He serves
Martin was
Akatosh in the
trouble.
chapel in the city of Kvatch, south of here. You must... And please, let me know if there's anything you need. My resources here are limited, but I will help in any way I can.
So we had to go hunt him down. We left the town, and we had to go find this guy because his life was in danger. When we got there, we seen this giant portal of death. Now, they told us that we couldn't get into town, but for some strange reason, once I come to the portal, I realized I just walked straight through it, which was, it was a bit strange. It was a bit odd. And I thought, mate, why didn't you just do that? You know, why didn't you just do that? And then we entered into the town. Upon entering the town, we ran into some more of these goblins. Now, at first, I came in here a little bit, I don't know, naive, I would say. Could be the word. And I thought, you know, this is going to be easy, mate. This is going to be easy. I've fought a few of these goblins before. They weren't too much of a drama. However, these guys, these ones, seem to be a little bit more difficult than what I was hoping. No matter what I did, they just didn't seem to be going down. My health got low, but luckily I had a health potion. We sipped down the potion thinking that we might still manage to survive. But it wasn't long before they overrun me. And I was taken out as the guy walks. So we reloaded back in, and this time I decided to take a different approach. I rushed them. I rushed in, and I took them out before they could take me out. I took out the first goblin, searching for the rest of them. I have no idea where the rest of them are, but we took out this other goblin on the other side. And then we entered the chapel, mate. We entered the chapel to find the guy that we're trying to find.
What's it like out there? We were beginning to fear we were the only survivors.
It ain't good, mate. It ain't good. Tell
Brother
him.
Martin?
Yeah,
Yes,
Martin.
he's right over there.
Thanks, mate.
Be seeing you.
So we went and talked to Martin, hoping for him to leave.
Have you brought help? We've been trapped here since the Daedra overran the city. No. I'm sorry, but even if what you say is true, I won't abandon these people to their fate. I'll go with you when we can all leave here together.
So this guy would not leave. He did
Best
not
go
want to
back to
leave
the
until we...
encampment. There's no
made
telling
it
when
safe.
more of them will come out of that infernal Oblivion gate. I sent men into the gate to see if they could find a way to shut it. They haven't come back. If you can get in there, find out what happened to them. If they're alive, help them finish the job. If not, see what you can do on your own. The best I can say is good luck. If you make it back
Thanks,
alive,
mate.
we'll be waiting for you.
It's all good. You know, I got this. So I decided to run into the gates of hell and find out where the people were and what happened. After entering, we got into a fight with a few more goblins. I did manage to save this guy. He just happened to be on the other side of the gate. And then, yeah. He helped us out with this. He was going to leave us. But then I said, nah, mate, you're coming with me. You're coming with me, bro. And so he decided to come with me. Before you know it, we're at the front gates of the Tower of Hell. Now, this place looked a little freaky, I'm not gonna lie. Started to get a little concerned. Upon entering, it was, yeah, definitely interesting. Wasn't too sure what to happen, but we just decided to keep fighting our way through. Smashing every goblin that we could find.
It just keeps getting worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of, mate, kind of. We continued, we went through a few doors. We fought a few enemies. Got a little bit lost along the way. Before finally finding this outcrop with a tower on it. We crossed across. You wouldn't want to fall off this, I'm telling you. It's a long way down, mate. But once we got in there...
Over here! Quickly!
We were a little bit confused at first. I thought those guys at fire were talking to me, but, you know. We took out this guy, and then we found the person and a key
Quickly!
that we
Quickly,
needed
there's
to
no
find.
time. You must get to the top of the large tower. The sigil keep, they call it. That's what keeps the Oblivion Gate open.
Once
Take
we
the
found
key,
that out,
get to the sigil keep and
we
find
got
the
the
sigil
key.
stone. It's the only way. Don't worry about me. There is no time. Get moving.
So we had the key and we knew what we needed to do. So we headed on out to do exactly that. So we went straight back into this Tower of Hell, fighting a few more enemies, a few more goblins, and the lads with this knife. But they were no match to my sword, my warrior powers. Before you know it, we made our way to the top. We finally found the thing that we're looking for. Once we activate it, I got a little bit concerned, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know whether we made it worse or we fixed what we were supposed to fix. Because it certainly didn't look like we made it better, mate. But apparently, we did. So we managed to finally break the seal.
You closed the gate. I knew
And we
you could do
closed
it.
the gate.
This is our chance to launch a counterattack. I need you to come with us. You've got far more combat experience than our...
But at this point, we entered the city, and for some reason, my graphics started to play up a little bit. We started getting a little bit of problems. And, yeah, my recording, it didn't quite work out.
This ends here.
So we took down the lads. And I did end up talking to the guy, and he told us to go in and talk to the priest. The priest did end up leaving with me. However, the recording started to mess up a bit here. So we decided to leave the episode here. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. Smash the like button. Consider hitting that subscribe button as always. I'll see you in the next episode. See you later.